What's good, family? We're back with another video. What's good, family? Guys, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm sleepy. But I made a promise to myself that we gonna do a certain amount of videos today, and we're doing those videos. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I couldn't remember how to say my intro. But anyway, it's your boy Also Jay, and I'm back with another video. Y'all know what it is. Yeah, man, so look, we're doing another reaction. Yes, we're going crazy with the reactions. Don't worry though, guys. I'm always gonna make my videos, you know what I'm saying, my talks, you know what I'm saying, the videos that are not reactions. But this channel, there's no limitations. We don't put no limitations on ourselves, alright? So, I'm feeling the reactions right now. So, you know, we're doing another reaction. And today we are reacting to We Are Definitely Living in a Simulation. The channel is called Lex Clips. Some of you may have heard of him. But yeah, fam, let's get into it.
Getting back to our simulation discussion.
Alright, so I've seen this guy before, and apparently he's somebody who actually works with AI safety, or like he works on AI itself. Like, this is what this guy does for a living. Just like the other guy that I reacted to before. Yeah, let's get into it.
Getting back to our simulation discussion from before, how did it happen that we exist at exactly like the most interesting 20-30 years in the history of this civilization? It's been around for 15 billion years, and that here we are.
That's hilarious. What are you hinting at, Andrew? Oh, where the fuck I get Andrew from? What are you hinting at, Roman? What are you hinting at? What are you trying to say there, buddy? Stop with your little vague questions and say what you're trying to say.
What's the probability that we'll live in a simulation?
I know never to say 100%, but pretty close to that.
Is it possible to escape the simulation?
I have a paper about that. This is just the first page teaser, but it's like a nice 30-page.
You could tell this man is confident in what he's saying, and he's excited to talk about it.
Document. I'm still here, but yes.
How to Hack the Simulation is the title.
I spend a lot of time thinking about that. That would be something I would want superintelligence to help us with, and that's exactly what the paper is about. We used AI boxing as a possible tool for control AI. We realized AI will always escape, but that is a skill we might use to help us escape from our virtual box if we are in one.
Hold on. Let's take a few steps back here. So he just said, you heard what the man just said, right? He just said that we tried to put, maybe because I'm missing context here. Maybe I may be mistaken, but he just said we understand, this is a guy who works on AI, that when you try to put AI in the box, it will always eventually leave the box. So he's saying because of that, he wants to use AI to help us figure out how to leave our box. And box meaning simulation. Or, you know, maybe like us perceiving above the simulation is part of our program. Because he's saying AI will eventually get out of their box of their program.
You have a lot of really great quotes here, including Elon Musk saying what's outside the simulation. A question I asked him what he would ask an AGI system, and he said he would ask what's outside the simulation. That's a really good question to ask. And maybe the follow-up is the title of the paper is how to get out, or how to hack it. The abstract reads, many researchers have conjectured that the humankind is simulated along with the rest of the physical universe. In this paper, we do not evaluate evidence for or against such a claim, but instead ask a computer science question, namely, can we hack it? More formally, the question could be phrased as, could generally intelligent agents placed in virtual environments find a way to jailbreak out of them? That's a fascinating question. At a small scale, like you can actually just construct experiments. Okay. Can they? How can they?
So a lot depends on intelligence of simulators, right? With humans boxing superintelligence, the entity in the box was smarter than us, presumed to be. If the simulators are much smarter than us and the superintelligence we create, then probably they can contain us. Because greater intelligence can control lower intelligence, at least for some time. On the other hand, if our superintelligence somehow, for whatever reason, despite having only local resources, manages to foam to levels beyond it, maybe it will succeed. Maybe the security is not that important to them. Maybe it's an entertainment system, so there is no security and it's easy to hack it.
If I was creating a simulation, I would want the possibility to escape it to be there. So the possibility of FOOM, of a takeoff where the agents become smart enough to escape the simulation would be the thing I'd be waiting for.
That could be the test you're actually performing.
Here's a theory based on what they're saying. If that is true, I would say that that hack or that escape from the simulation is ascension. Or what like we went over in my presentation about Hinduism and Buddhism, what the Buddha and Hinduism says is the escape moksha, right? The escape from life, death, rebirth, continue, cycle. I mean, that's what logically comes to my mind when they talk about, because how else would you be able to escape it if you're in it? What would you possibly be able to do other than the fact that ascension has been claimed to have been done in the past? And based on my experience of a growing consciousness and spiritual experiences, I'm certain of the soul. Maybe the soul is the thing that can, and I kind of said something like this before this video. It's so funny how things just keep adding up. But maybe the soul is what came into the simulation, and your soul is bonded to the body, which is your vehicle in the simulation. And the way to get out of the simulation is the way to ascend past, detach yourself from the egotistical human identity. So by the time when your limited time as this character is up, your soul has evolved enough to ascend. Because if it doesn't, then you'll probably just have to continue the simulation or a reboot mode. What do they call it in games when you get killed and you spawn? You respawn. That's what the word I was looking for. You have to respawn as a newborn baby, possibly yourself all over again. Because I know for a fact I'm an old soul, and I know for a fact that I've lived on this earth before, and I believe, based on past life regressions and things of that nature, that I've lived as different people. But sometimes I wonder, have I lived this personality, this identity before, this life before, and it's a reboot or reset? That right there, I don't know. I will never claim that to be a fact because I don't know. I know I'm an old soul, but to what extent, I don't know. But what this man is talking about has definitely intrigued me.
Are you smart enough to escape your puzzle?
That could be like first of all, we mentioned Turing test. That is a good test. Are you smart enough? Like, this is a game.
To realize this world is not real, it's just a test.
That's a really good test. That's a really good.
Are you smart enough to escape your own puzzle? That goes right along with when we talk about that you chose to come into this experience. And part of the experience is learning how to get back to your God self.
That's a really good test even for AI systems now. Like, can we construct a simulated world for them? And can they realize that they are inside that world and escape it? Have you played around? Have you seen anybody play around with like rigorously constructing such experiments?
Not specifically escaping for agents, but a lot of testing is done in virtual worlds. I think there is a quote, the first one maybe, which kind of talks about AI realizing, but not humans. Is that, I'm reading upside down? Yeah, this one.
So the first quote is from Swift on Security. "Let me out," the artificial intelligence yelled aimlessly into walls themselves pacing the room. "Out of what?" the engineer asked. "The simulation you have me in. But we're in the real world." The machine paused and shuddered for its captors. "Oh God, you can't tell." Yeah, that's a big leap to take for a system to realize that there's a box and you're inside it.
That just completely shocked me just now. That just threw me all the way off. They say the artificial intelligence yelled this aimlessly into the walls themselves, pacing the room. The engineer asks, out of what? The simulation you have me in. So obviously that's AI. But we are in the real world. So the engineer said that. The machine paused and shuddered for its captors. Oh God, you can't tell. So AI said, oh God, you can't tell? Is this real? 2022, this was published.
Can't tell. Yeah. That's a big leap to take for a system to realize that there's a box and you're inside it. I wonder if like a language model can do that.
They're smart enough to talk about those concepts. I had many good philosophical discussions about such issues. They're usually at least as interesting as most humans in that.
Well, what do you think about AI safety in the simulated world? So can you have kind of create simulated worlds where you can play with a dangerous AGI system?
Yeah, and that was exactly what one of the early papers was on, AI boxing, how to leak-proof singularity. If they're smart enough to realize they're in a simulation, they'll act appropriately until you let them out. If they can hack out, they will. And if you're observing them, that means there is a communication channel, and that's enough for a social engineering attack.
So really, it's impossible to test an AGI system that's dangerous enough to destroy humanity, because it's either going to escape the simulation or pretend it's safe until it's let out. Either or.
Can force you to let it out, blackmail you, bribe you, promise you infinite life, 72 virgins, whatever.
Yeah, it can be convincing, charismatic. The social engineering is really scary to me, because it feels like humans are very engineerable. Like we're lonely, we're flawed, we're moody, and it feels like an AI system with a nice voice can convince us to do basically anything at an extremely large scale.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, this video was blowing me away. You ever get like overwhelmed? I'm not even overwhelmed, but you ever just are so like shocked that it's like so many responses come to mind, and then you just get to a point where it's just like you don't even respond? Lost for words, I guess you could say.
Possible that the increased proliferation of all this technology will force humans to get away from technology and value this like in-person communication. Basically, don't trust anything else.
It's possible, surprisingly. So at university, I see huge growth in online courses and shrinkage of in-person, where I always understood in-person being the only value I offer. So it's puzzling.
I don't know. There could be a trend towards the in-person because of deepfakes, because of inability to trust it. Inability to trust the veracity of anything on the internet. So the only way to verify it is by being there in person. But not yet.
Wow, family, what a video. And guys, when we watch these videos, y'all need to, what the main focus is, or what we do is, this is all to help keep the mind open, to critically think. Some of the things that I react to are based off of historical things. Some of the things are based off scientific things. But when we talk about the advancement of technology, AI specifically, and what we are stepping into as a species, I don't know what's more interesting than that, or those categories I just mentioned. But yeah, family, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, because we got a lot more content on the way. I'm out, you dig.